The desert night is cold and utterly black, a vast emptiness stretching in every direction. The silence is so complete it feels as if the world itself is holding its breath, waiting for something to break the stillness. Until a faint otherworldly glow appears on the horizon, flickering like a mirage. At first, it seems impossible. Fire in a place so barren, so lifeless. The glow pulses, breathes, and grows brighter as if the sun itself is rising in the wrong place, painting the sky with an eerie orange light. As you approach, a wall of heat pushes you back, your skin prickling, eyes watering from the intensity. The air shimmers, thick with the scent of burning earth and gas. This is the Darvaza gas crater, known to many as the Door to Hell, a name that feels all too fitting when you stand before it. A vast gaping maw in the earth, 70 meters wide and over 20 meters deep, filled with unending fire that never seems to tire. Thousands of flames roar and dance, leaping and swirling in a chaotic symphony of destruction and beauty, their movements unpredictable and wild. This isn't a campfire, it's the planet itself, breathing fire from its wounded skin, a reminder of the raw power beneath our feet. But here's the twist. This inferno was never meant to exist. It's an accident, a mistake that turned into a legend. In 1971, Soviet scientists searching for natural gas set up a drilling rig here. When the ground collapsed, they lit the escaping gas, expecting it to burn off in a few weeks. They were wrong. The fire never stopped. It's been burning for over 50 years, defying every expectation and plan. Imagine the moment, a flick of a match, a sudden whoosh, then a roar that shook the ground and lit up the night, transforming the desert forever. The fireball forced them to retreat, stunned as their small controlled burn became a raging monster, impossible to contain. Days turned to decades, the fire never dying down. Seasons changed, but the flames remained, a constant in an ever-shifting desert. Today, it's one of the world's most incredible man-made disasters, and a wonder that draws the curious and the brave. People from around the globe come to stare into this abyss, to feel its searing heat, to hear its unending roar, and to witness a phenomenon unlike any other. It's a raw, untamed reminder of how small we are, and how powerful the forces we unleash can be, forces that can spiral far beyond our control. The eternal flame burns on, a bonfire of epic proportions, lighting up the desert night and captivating all who see it. Standing at the edge, it's a humbling experience, one you'll never forget, a story you'll carry with you long after you leave the door to hell behind. Let's rewind to 1971, the height of the Cold War, when the world was gripped by tension and competition between superpowers. Deep in Turkmenistan's vast Karakum Desert, a team of Soviet geologists arrived, driven by the hope of striking oil and fueling their nation's ambitions. But as they drilled into the earth, their hopes were dashed. Instead of oil, they struck a massive pocket of natural gas trapped beneath a thin, unstable crust. The ground gave way without warning, swallowing the rig whole and leaving behind a gaping, smoldering crater in the sand. Miraculously, no one was killed in the collapse, but a new danger emerged. Methane gas began pouring out, quickly poisoning the air and threatening nearby villages and wildlife. With no technology to cap the leak and fearing a disaster, the scientists made a desperate decision. Ignite the gas, hoping it would burn off quickly and safely. They believed the fire would consume the methane in just a few weeks, solving the problem before it could spread. The result was instant and apocalyptic. A deafening roar, a column of fire erupting into the night sky, visible for miles around. The scientists, awestruck and relieved, believed their crisis was over, and that nature would soon reclaim the site. They packed up and left, confident the flames would die out in a matter of days or weeks. But the weeks stretched into months and then into decades as the fire continued to burn, defying all expectations. Their quick fix became a blazing landmark that would outlast the Soviet Union itself, drawing curious travelers from around the world. The Door to Hell was born from a moment of panic, a single spark, and a decision made under pressure. What was meant as a temporary solution became a permanent, blazing monument to human error and the unpredictable power of nature. Sometimes the simplest plans have the most unexpected and unforgettable consequences. Why does the fire keep burning? What makes this inferno so relentless, so impossible to extinguish year after year? The answer lies deep underground, hidden beneath layers of earth and rock, where ancient forces are still at work. The crater is a direct vent to one of the world's largest natural gas reserves, a vast underground sea of methane that has been trapped for millennia. It's like a giant gas stove left on, fed by a near-limitless supply of methane that seeps up from the earth, fueling the flames day and night. As long as gas seeps up and oxygen is present, the fire continues. The process is self-sustaining, a perfect storm of fuel and air. The temperature inside the crater can reach over 1,000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead, and certainly enough to incinerate anything that falls in. Standing at the edge feels like facing an open furnace. The heat is overwhelming, radiating outward in waves that can be felt from meters away. The fire creates its own weather, with powerful updrafts and a constant deep roar that echoes across the desert, making the air shimmer and dance. At night, the glow is visible for over 40 kilometers, lighting up the horizon like a beacon in the darkness. This isn't just a fire, it's a living geological feature, constantly changing and evolving as the Earth shifts beneath it. Incredibly, life has adapted here. Scientists have found extremophile bacteria thriving in the hot, methane-rich environment, pushing the boundaries of what we thought possible. Even in a place that looks like hell, life finds a way. Microbes cling to survival, proving that life is more resilient than we ever imagined. The crater is a natural laboratory for studying survival in extreme conditions, offering clues about life on other planets and the limits of biology. It's a symbol of destruction but also of resilience, a reminder that even in the harshest places, new beginnings are possible. The door to hell is alive in more ways than one, a testament to the power of nature and the mysteries still burning beneath our feet. The Darvaza crater is just a glimpse of what lies beneath Turkmenistan. The country sits atop one of the world's largest natural gas fields, trillions of cubic meters of methane. The 1971 drilling didn't just hit a small pocket, it tapped into a colossal underground reservoir. The crater is an open tap, burning millions of cubic meters of gas every day. It's a multi-billion-dollar bonfire, a fortune vanishing into the sky. The fuel source is constantly replenished from below, making the fire nearly impossible to exhaust. The ground itself is flammable, saturated with methane. Natural gas is Turkmenistan's lifeblood, shaping its economy and politics. But the Darvaza crater is the one leak they can't control. Once ignored, it's now the nation's most famous landmark. A symbol of immense power and wealth, running wild for half a century. The fire burns on, a reminder of the giant beneath our feet. Why not just put out the fire? It's not that simple. This isn't a normal fire. Water or foam would be useless against the intense heat and escaping gas. The real danger is the methane burning it creates CO2, but letting it escape would be far worse for the environment. Extinguishing the flames wouldn't stop the leak. It would just release invisible, explosive gas across the desert. Engineers have considered drilling relief wells or using controlled explosions, but both are risky and could make things worse. The location is remote, the geology unstable, and the scale enormous. Any attempt to extinguish the fire would be dangerous, expensive, and uncertain. For now, the safest option is to let it burn. The Turkmen government has announced plans to put it out, but the door to hell remains open. Closing it is a challenge beyond our current capabilities. The beast is too big to tame. Sometimes doing nothing is the only option. The fire endures, untamed and unstoppable. Where science ends, legend begins. For the desert's nomads, the crater is a place of power, a gateway to the underworld. Some say the roaring flames are the voices of trapped souls. Campers report strange sounds at night, whispers, metallic clanging, shadows dancing on the crater walls. Animals avoid the area, but swarms of spiders are drawn to the heat and light, creating a nightmarish scene. These stories add a layer of myth to the crater's identity. It's not just a scientific curiosity, it's a place that sparks the imagination and stirs primal fears. Whether you believe the legends or not, the crater's power is undeniable. Alone in the desert with the roar of fire and the vast silence, it's easy to feel you're on the edge of another world. The whispers from the abyss might just be the wind, but they feel real. Spending a night near the Darvaza crater is unforgettable. As darkness falls, the sky fills with stars, but the crater's orange glow outshines them all. The flames burn brighter against the blackness, transforming the pit into a cauldron of fire. The cold desert air is kept at bay by the crater's radiant heat. The roar is constant, vibrating through the ground and into your bones. You find yourself mesmerized, staring into the flames for hours. There's a profound sense of isolation. Just you, the desert, and the impossible fire. It makes you reflect on your place in the world, humbled by the raw power before you. At dawn, the fire dims as the sun rises, the sky and earth briefly mirroring each other. You leave with sand in your boots and the roar echoing in your ears. The door to hell is a scary name, but after a night here, you see its strange beauty. It's a place that changes you. The memory lingers long after you've gone. What's the future of the Darvaza gas crater? The Turkmen government wants to extinguish it, an environmental hazard and a waste of resources. But, is that the right thing to do? The crater has become more than an accident. It's a wonder of the world, a symbol of nature's power. In a world tamed and mapped, the door to hell reminds us that some places defy control. putting it out would erase something unique, a monument to both failure and awe. Perhaps its value as a source of wonder outweighs the gas it consumes. It teaches humility, shows the limits of our power, and draws dreamers to its edge. Sometimes, the greatest treasures are those that inspire awe, not profit. Maybe the fire will burn out in 100 years. Or last for generations. I hope it continues, as a lesson, a warning, and a wonder. Some doors, once opened, are not meant to be closed. The world needs a few places that are still wild.